Let's do some window resizing. We did window moving last time, and we're going to do a little cleanup now that we have like multiple event types or drag types, I guess. Yeah, I did a little bit while we were offline too. We'll just go through. I think I like this way. I'm just not going to push it until I'll show it in the next video. For small stuff like cleanup, that's more boring. This is just reorder some functions. So the server struct is at the top of the file. I just prefer that. Handle overdraw. This one is kind of the most interesting, maybe. So in the draw pixel, I'm actually going to assert that we're not overdrawing because I don't want to just ignore it here. I want, hopefully, the functions that call it to never accidentally call it when it's overdraw. I want them to handle their overdraw. Because otherwise we're doing function calls over and over that are never, and then branching. Let's just get rid of those pixels beforehand. I'll show you that in a second. That's in another. So this is actually pretty similar to how we did the blit. It's not quite the same because there's not a surface and a destination, but there is a surface and a rectangle that we're filling in. So it's not really like service or source and target the same way, but it's the same concept where we're calculating the start and the end based on the entire width of the destination. So we can drag now around and it doesn't affect us. It doesn't crash the program like it was before. This just is minor. I just renamed this function and changed the way that it works. Surface fill calls fill rect with the full size of the surface. It's pretty minor. And I just added a couple. We're going to use these here, and I didn't want to. They'll take longer, and they're pretty simple. It's line drawing functions, horizontal and vertical. This is not an arbitrary line drawing function like Bresenham or Bresenheim or whatever. I'm going to do that probably on its own because I've used that algorithm a million times in a ton of different projects, and there's absolutely no way I could do it from scratch. So I would like to study it, learn it, see if I can do it from scratch, which again, the whole point of this. And I added a draw rect, which is not filling in the rect, but just drawing the lines. It's just a 4. You can even see it right here, line drawing. That's so we can draw borders and stuff. And lastly, I added, we were doing something like this already. Yeah, like the content dimensions. I did these ahead of time where maybe we'll just look at them. They all build off each other. So we're going to, I've never done it like this before, but it's starting to seem better already. Previously, I drew the outside border, the frame, and then I got the content and subtracted so I could draw the inside border. But I'm doing something different here where this is just kind of to keep consistency with total. This is where the outside border is drawn. Then the frame is the previous function here plus a border on top and bottom. And then content border is the previous one plus the frame padding. So it's got border and padding. And then the content has pulls from content border. So it's got border, padding, another border. So it's kind of nice. And we'll see those in action pretty quick. So that's it. Let's push those up. We're going to clean up this draw a little bit too. I'm going to create a static function called server window draw, draw window, window draw. And it's going to take server and window. And let's just tidy up. So we had this before, but now we can draw off screen, go off, and it's not going to draw that. It's not going to overdraw or crash or anything. So, and while we're here, I think it's time to get rid of them. Now that we're going to have some windows, we want it to look good. The colors are looking pretty terrible right now. Can we do a server desktop draw? Just a little tighter rendering loop. Let's just confirm it's still working. When I was cleaning out the other stuff, I was staring at this new, knowing I was going to want to clean this up. That's why we're kind of moving so fast. So instead of the background, we don't want it to be black. Wait, where'd it go? I don't want it to be black anymore. What in the world? Kind of a teal, yeah. So let's do that. I don't care about the wallpaper anymore. Let's finally get rid of that. Oh, we could have used our new line functions here, but you're dead. And this needed to come down here anyway, but whatever. Can I just, I'm gonna see if I can just get rid of the wallpaper thing. So that's the function, that's the declaration, that's the usage. Remove temporary, move true. It was always temporary. It's not in here anymore, is it? All right, so let's start drawing some borders. Now we have those rect functions, we can draw borders. Change the color up a little. So we're gonna fill and blit, that's fine. The window, let's just make this the frame white for now. We're gonna draw the frame. Let's draw surface, draw rect. And remember, we're drawing this directly on the composited layer. We're not drawing it to the window We're putting each of the windows there, and then we're just drawing directly on top of that. We don't need another surface. Um, what's the rectangle? This one's going to be the total. In the future, it won't matter what order we draw these in. Um, this is wrong. So I did content here. That's supposed to be frame. We're going to draw the frame, which is all white. We're going to draw the border. I mean, we can draw that first. But we have to draw the content border after the frame, because normally we're going to draw the frame, we're going to draw the border, another inset, sorry, border, frame, border, content. But right now, as a shortcut, we're not drawing the frame like as four separate rectangles. We're just taking the top left and the bottom right and just filling the whole thing in. So the inner border would get overwritten, just like Painter's algorithm stuff. So for now, we're going to draw it after, and we can clean that up later. We need to draw those independently, but and just for the way we're I kind of want to move this up. Like, does that? I kind of like this is just drawing and placing stuff. This is actually the application drawing its internal content state. I'm going to leave that out for now. That seems important enough. We don't want that like functionality hidden away. You could also do just if you want. All this is like vanity to make it like make it look a little bit nicer, but we don't care. We do not care now. Oh, oh, it's already looking better. All right. All right. Let's just look one more time. So we want to be able to grab here and drag to resize. So I think I'm just going to draw a box here, just on top right now, just ugly on top, that you can click and drag. So it'll be like a hit point. can make one of these for it. And we want to do it inside the first one. We want to do it. I think we want this one because we want to be inside. We want to start drawing where the frame would be drawing, right? Right. But we want to move it from the top left to the bottom right. So we want to take rect. I'm just going to set it. I'm not even going to plus. We're going to take x plus width minus, we need a dimension. Let's just say 50, like 50 by 50. So width and height, can they just be dimension? Yeah. Window, rect, handle, resize. I'm just going to make it red so we see it. Well, what am I doing? Oh, it's behind and it's huge. That dimension could be. I mean, it's red. It's going to be pretty easy to see. And we got to draw it after the content. We want to draw it on top for now. Draw. Window Maker kind of did it with the content on top. But again, we don't really care. Does that line up? I want it to be bigger for now, just for our work. It's 20 too big. No, that's fine. All right. So we have it there. Where's our like hit logic? Hit right here. Let's do this how we were doing before. We'll just drop it right in here because we're going to have multiple of these. And this one can be total. No, it can be frame. Well, do you want to include the border? Probably so. And we want to test before the content because right now we're testing content first, but the handle is a special case. We want content first. Handle resize. That's kind of some functionality I don't really care about. Frame, content. Yeah, we'll need another one. Hit resize. Because this will end up being like title bar, close button, etc. So this is content resize. Then what do we do with it? No, this is already plain and perfect. Perfect. That looks good. Whoa. Delete. There we go. Doing it from the bottom right, I think. We want that because that's the total, Do I need to add the starting point? We'll see. So then a mouse move, if we have drag, we need to differentiate. For resizing or moving. So this is called frame. So anywhere on the frame, maybe once this is like it's kind of the hit. We hit resize, but we need like we need an enum for or a const no an enum for the type here. The type, like whether it's resize, drag, or resize or move. They're both drag, kind of. This is feeling familiar, actually. Move was here first. Where is it at? Do we need to know? Should we just mem set to 0? Can I do size up on the, yeah. I don't know. Is it better to do mem set for stuff like that? Like mem set 0? Kind of seems like it would, because then if you add a field, you don't have to, you can forget about it. So do we want to do an if on this still? Or just switch? No. Yeah, we could do the switch after this check. What are you bitching about? Oh, none and resize. I'm just going to put that as a placeholder. Can I just assert false? You know what? If we get here, we also should just assert server drag type does not equal. Do I still need this? Yeah. I don't know. This is going to blow up early, but that's going to blow up after. We need double asserts. I kind of like that this is explicit. Like if somebody's reading this code, they know that you need to type as well. Whatever, two won't hurt. I'm open to removing it, but the thing is, I kind of like using these just because I don't use them that often, but they're, I believe, just compilers intrinsics, right? So I don't know if that's going to mess us up when we have our own OS. Like, but I don't think it will, because if it's, we're still going to use a compiler to build that code. So maybe the compiler can still insert it, but I don't know if it's dependent on the OS at all. I do not know. This is also, when we resize, we're not resizing this, we're resizing the width, not the position. Loop and do hit test. I don't think we're going to have to do. I'm probably, let's see what blows up. Shut up. First try. Get the fuck out. Okay. Wait, what did we let go? Did everything actually work before you? Like the content doesn't change, obviously? Oof. What was that? Should we do a min? Is that good? Okay. Wait, min or max? If the width, no, we want the max, duh. We don't want it to be smaller. Cool. I don't know about too big right now. Like, what if we're way off screen? Well, it doesn't crash, so let's just leave it. Can we? Yeah, who cares? Okay. If we have a window, can we do ourselves a favor here? Do we want to do anything on? We could do for the drag, also do something like this, but to like make it stay on screen. But who cares really right now? We don't need to do hint testing. We're already doing it somewhere else. I think it's kind of clear. Well, this is going a little easier than I thought it would. So maybe we can continue on to resizing this. How much time? It's only been 30 minutes. Perfect. All right, so we have like WS drag type. I don't think that needs to be over here. It doesn't need to be public, right? We kind of, they'll do like internal. None of these are internal though, but all of these are internal, I think. What if we just, I'm not actually going to do this, but a window needs them too. So could do an internal one, but I don't care right now. Like an internal header. But that's a whole nother thing. We're not really using that pattern currently. Okay. I guess my question was, does this need to be public? And I think the answer is no. Only server cares about that, right? draw, resize. These are still in the right order too. We're going to resize, then content. That's the, you want all the stuff to go to content if you hit in content. Otherwise, it's the frame. This actually isn't that much code. Yeah, it's not the content yet. So we need to reallocate one, the content. Yeah, we're gonna. It's the surface. Because we need to copy it all. This is worth me getting another drink for. Cause I'm trying to think. We need to resize, but the surface needs to get reallocated, right? Like the window can be a helper that calls down, but surface. And if we reallocate, the image is going to be screwed up, right? I think. But we're not reallocate. Oh, we don't have to. Do we not need to return it then? Because we're not reallocating this, so the pointer to this is still going to be good. We're reallocating the data and changing the width and height. There's no way this can be this simple, can it? This seems too easy. And we don't want to reallocate every pixel that we move. I think maybe that's where the window stuff comes into play. Resize. Let's just try though. Let it blow up. The surface. Play that surface. I don't know. Sometimes I like create, destroy, then the important ones, but create, resize, create, destroy, resize is probably good. Oh, that's how it is here too. No, it's not. Create, destroy, resize. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Can we do this? Rect dot width equals width. Window. Because now we need to get the content. Content rect equals to this. And then this is how we get the, that's right. That, then we're going to reallocate. Wait, can the pointer, their state is going to be updated. So this is going to be updated. Oh, are we not actually calling window resize? Oh, shit. So we need a window and the size. This is kind of weird because we already had that size set on the window, but whatever. Do we have an allocator here? Event handler has no allocator. We're going to need an allocator. Does it make sense for this to happen in here? Event. Here we pass it to the window. Like you could pass an event. Who has the content? like to the app, and it's going to get like where the event handler could do all this. But then we'd have to do it everywhere. So maybe, I don't know. We'd have to do this in every application. So maybe we do it here. And then they still can send a event to the window saying, hey, you've been updated. Yeah, we're just going to have to pass an allocator. Why is that not? What? I was just turning that off all the time. Okay. Yeah, because that must have gotten copied over when I did this for the events or the OS. Yep. Oh, oh no. Off, on, format. Sorry. Derail. Derail. I'm missing something. Oh, did I name that mem for some reason? So the window, what if I do? When we create a new window, okay, so we want this so we can like scale it up and then we drop the size back down. We don't actually go back down, but do we want it on the surfaces themselves or on the windows? Because the rect width and height would be like the visible, and then this will be what it actually has. But then when we're drawing and we're using the surface width anywhere, you know, I need to grab a drink and think about this for a sec. I'm almost out. We're back. I think this is wrong. I think the surface is the thing, is the underlying thing. And since we're using like surface width in places, the surface needs a width and then its own capacity, but then it can specify its width because we're using it other places and hoisting it up to window. Because window is not the only thing that's going to have a surface too. There can be other things with the surface that are going to resize. So the surface itself needs the capacity. All right, what did I change? Let's get rid of that. We're still going to have a window resize though. And we're probably still going to, I mean, this, do we still need an allocator? So we're going to resize. We're going to set it. This is fine. I guess we were pretty close already. We just, do we like that or that? Capacity. Maybe that. So now we have a capacity. We need a new. We don't want to just resize by pixel. Let's jump up, like if you like what you do with array or vectors and stuff. Like you multiply, you jump the capacity up by two, two until it reaches its the point that it needs. Um, Sorry, my dog came in. New capacity. We just want to. Might be wasteful, like because once you scale to like max screen, you're always gonna have double the screen. So that's actually big. But maybe we'll have a max size or something like that. No. Oh wait, if the width is less than or equal to the existing, then we could just set the width to width, right? Because we already have the capacity for it. Height. Let me just return. I feel like I'm probably missing something, but let's see if we'll just build. And we had 103 allocations before. No way, is that right? What if we go way bigger? Is that freaking right? Okay. We're getting kind of a freebie here because we're redrawing every frame no matter what in the window. We're blasting away whatever's in the um, surface. But we're not going to want to do that every frame. In this case, we do because it's oscillating the color, but you don't want to redraw if you don't have to. So if it was kind of static, if it was a log, like a log viewer or something and text on there and it hasn't changed, you don't want to keep redrawing it. you want to blit it onto the screen, but you don't need to go back through and redraw the every single pixel of that surface. Anyway, so if we weren't redrawing every frame, then it would show blue, but it wouldn't be blue where we stretched out the window. Like if we were here and this part's blue, when we went like that, there it would remain blue. I think I don't know what would be out here right now. But we can find out. I'm totally okay with passing this allocator through. I just want to make sure we need to. Because if we set an event, like you could send an event through that said, hey, we resized with these parameters and let the window handle it. But I think for now, we're just going to go this way. It's probably a little, as other things come in, as more functionality comes in, it'll help probably determine how to organize it. So we do have a window resize. Just pass the allocator. Do we need the new size? Like maybe other places we're not gonna update it. Just like we're setting it and then passing it and as like duplicate duty. But I think it's fine. We get to content resize. All right. Do I need size T here? Oh yeah, because that could be. Yeah, I do. You could move this up here. Get rid of this, but I kind of like it all being together. Wait, wait. Does it matter if we were multiplying the width times two, but what if we just increase the capacity times two? I think does that make more sense? Now we make even more use of this new size split out. Mm. Start with one. But what happens? What happens if we instantly say it's this like just the width is 50 by 50? Say the width is 50 by 50 and we immediately go to, or the capacity is 50 by 50, then we immediately go to not slowly dragging, but hit a maximize button. And then now all we did was increase the capacity to 100, but the width is way more. That's not going to work. So what we should do, whatever's bigger between the width and surface width capacity times two. I think that makes sense. So the width is always the width, but then this we're going to go. You want whatever's bigger, because if you go min, yeah, you can't go. You have to do this. Okay. That way, even if this isn't enough, width will be. And you know what's good? It won't always be width times two. It could be just width, and we don't grow double width every time. Okay, I'm okay with that now. We can refine that later if we need. How much time was that? That's 112. I think that's good. It's late ish. Um, we can do title bars, close buttons, other windows, and like front to back um, sorting, clicking, bringing windows to the front. And then, I mean, honest, I think I won't make the window handling too complicated, like too much controls, like shade and stuff like that. I think I'm the beginning. I might just do close, maybe maximize, but I think I'm gonna just do close. I don't know. We'll see. But then I think we just need an app or two, clean up what we have, like just kind of do a pass through, make sure we need to do some more with events probably. Yeah, because we're gonna want to scroll. We could do scroll bars and UI, like some buttons if we want. But I'd like to try to draw it on our own kernel. But I'm not too big of a rush because this isn't dependent upon that, but we want it to run on that. But getting it done early, or at least trying early, will show us how much work we have left. And if we can get it working, then we won't go too far building and having, we're trying not to have dependencies anyway, but standard libraries stuff, it'll keep us from depending on too much because we won't have it on our OS. Anyway, we'll save it for next time. Thanks. Peace.